excited for our second series, HR on the Mat. This time we're actually on the mat to talk about morning mantras. First, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. And mornings are, rough for some of us and not rough for others. So I'm excited to learn from you.
Well, morning mantras is one of the ways I love to get my day started, especially when I was working back in the corporate world. Depending on what the day had in store for me ahead, would differentiate the mantras. And so I'm really excited to share this really easy, quick way to set your day up for success, depending on what you've got going in the day.
Awesome. Well, one of the things we like to talk about at Purple Ink is creating joy-powered workspaces. And to create joy-powered workspaces, you really need to be joy-powered. And one of the things that being joy-powered is sort of really understanding your strengths and appreciating the strengths in others, and then hopefully spreading that among your team. So starting out your day with a positive note is definitely something that kind of can help you become that joy-powered leader too.
I love that. So when I'm walking into a day where I'm going to be trying to leverage my own strengths against colleagues' strengths, I like to recite the morning mantra of I am powerful. It instills a couple things for me. It's my ability to control the situation. I can't control what's happening around me, but I can control how I react. And so I can choose positivity, and I can also choose to accelerate my strengths and appreciate others.
And that truly is joy-powered. And that reminds me of a phrase that I've shared with others, and it was shared with me, but the idea that I can't change the wind, but I can adjust my sails.
I love the visual that represents. That brings me to another one, which is I matter, in that we each play a role in our house, in the office, in our larger community. And I play an important role just as everybody else does. And reciting the I matter mantra really helps me to recognize that I'm part of this bigger community, be it my house, my office, my actual community. And I play a vital role just as everybody else does.
I love that too. And I think with mental illness awareness too, it is really important. And if someone out there listening doesn't think that they matter, I think it's time to, talk to the people you work with, and you might be surprised at how you matter in their life. But I love that one.
Well, that brings me to my third one, which is just simply, I love who I am. I love the people in my life. I love how I contribute to the world, what I do. I love my office work. I love, I have a purpose, and it gives that. It's just a simple, I love. And however you complete that sentence is authentically you, but it helps to ground for the day and get you set up for success in a lens of positivity.
Yeah, that's great. And so often people look at their roles and they think, I work here or there, and I'm just helping customers, and it doesn't really matter. But you might be the person who makes that customer's day just by something simple that you say or do to help them. And we can't all be, out there solving poverty. Maybe that's big, right? But we can do our own part in our own way. And if it's not at work, then maybe it's in our volunteer life.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that brings me back to the oldest mantra and the most widely used mantra, which just is a simple Om. A lot of yogis do it when we chant at the beginning and end of our practice. But by simply closing your eyes and just humming Om, there's this really awesome, powerful vibration that you'll feel in your body. You got to get away from feeling silly, because you're going to feel silly the first time. Right. Get away from that and just experience what it is in the privacy of your own bedroom before you get up. But the Om, it's this amazing vibration that really grounds you and sets you up for success. It brings the energy, and it also, at the same time, it brings you back down in terms of like the vital role I play. If it's answering the phone calls for the day, or setting up catering, or leading a huge meeting and trying to get my team to rally behind me for this amazing initiative. Whatever it is, Om will help ground while giving you energy at the same time. And it's the oldest mantra there is. And there's something amazing that yogis and practitioners have been doing that for hundreds of thousands of years. And I sort of just kind of love that.
I do. And how does this relate to like mindfulness too?
It's all part of it. It depends on what you need. Mindfulness is just being authentic to yourself and what do you need. Sometimes we need to be more inward and saying, I need to be able to build my self-confidence up. And so that leads me to my last mantra, which is I am. However you complete that is authentic to you. I am brave, I am kind, I am successful, I can do it. Whatever it is, it comes back to that mindfulness and it's being what you need. There's also times where you might say, I want to give something out, right? I want to feel like my purpose is part of something bigger and I am part of the solution. And so your mantras might be something more around, I love my community, or I am a vital part of my community.
Mm-hmm.
And so mindfulness is really being authentic to you and whatever you need, but listening to your internal intuition. It's turning into that voice that is so strong that many of us just kind of push down and letting it speak freely.
Well, and in this day and age with social media and how influenced we are by how many likes, I mean, I fall prey to that as easily as anyone else does. And that I think is a prime cause of again a lot of depression and loss of confidence, and it defines what we think success is what we see. And I work with a lot of career coaching clients who are in a big transition, especially if they lost a position that they loved due to the economy maybe, or even for performance. But sometimes it might be enough to say, I'm really good at French literature. Like, you might not see how that applies to the world, but understanding that you have a knowledge base, you're a subject matter expert, or you're interesting, or you're fun. Like, it doesn't have to be this grand role that you play or you envision you should be playing either.
Yeah, and that actually comes back to the real root of I am. At the end of the day, if we change our name, we change our job, we change where we live, we still are who we are at the core. And it is the foundational reason for the I am mantra. And it's one I personally use probably 5 out of 7 days of the week, is just, I am who I am, and embracing that. And there's so much empowerment in doing that, and just, I'm here and I'm doing the best I can.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple.
And that really goes with the whole concept of, Clifton Strengths too. That, there's very few people, it's like, I don't know what the actual statistic is, but, 1 in a million, 3 million maybe, that share similar strengths. So there's commonality in our strengths, and there's also differences that, God gave us different gifts. And if we were all the same, it would not be a very interesting world. So we have to accept our own strengths and accept our coworkers' strengths, and know that, maybe their analytical behavior is something that is annoying to me sometimes, but it also is something that is helping our company run.
Yeah. I think the big thing with morning mantras is to understand that there is no definition of being successful or not successful at morning mantras. It's, again, listening to your intuition. What do you need to tell yourself to get ready for the day? And then however you like to energize, if it's taking a shower, if it's going for a run, I'm going to actually show you, I'd love to show you a quick Sun A variation that takes 3 to 5 minutes to do. But after you've done your morning mantra and you're authentically moved your body to get out of bed, it's a real quick way to bring energy and really close in that mantra and seal you for success for the rest of the day.
That's awesome. Good. I'm excited to see it.
All right, so it's really easy, and you don't actually need a mat, but I am going to use mine. I'm also going to take this off so you can see what I'm doing. So just coming to the top of your mat on a big inhale up, shining the heart up to the sky, exhale down, rooting your hands onto the mat, step, getting back to plank, engaging the core to show that you're strong. You can either lower down to chaturanga, which is just essentially a push-up, or all the way flat on your belly. Inhale, the heart back up to the sky. Exhale into down dog. Taking 3 to 5 breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And when you're ready, look forward, step to the front of your mat, and inhale back up. And exhale, hands down to heart center.
Awesome.
Doing that 3 to 5 times will really boost. You're going to feel the heat rise in your body from the inside out, and you're going to be ready to go from an energetic perspective, and you've already set your mind from a mindfulness perspective with your morning mantra, and success should be all yours to accomplish throughout your day.
Great. That is great. I should have actually done it with you. And now it's giving me an idea that maybe we do need to do like a live yoga session that we could offer to our listeners too at some point. So that might be something to look forward to down the road.
I would love that.
Great. And if anybody would like to reach out to me, I can certainly put you in touch with Courtney as well. And if you have any questions about really being joy-powered and more about that term, or creating joy-powered workspaces, it's something that we are very passionate about at Purple Ink. My email is Peggy, P-E-G-G-Y, at purpleink with a K, LLC.com. Thanks for coming together today, Courtney. Shall we end in the namaste?
Yeah, so why don't we just inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms down to heart center. Namaste, friends.
Namaste.